Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the full moon that's going to be occurring on August 11th in the sign of Capricorn. And yes, I'm talking about the sidereal Vedic placements. So the moon will be 25 degrees of Capricorn, which also sits in the nakshatra called Dhanishta. In Vedic astrology, we have the 27 nakshatras, which are smaller portions of the zodiac, and their meanings are derived from the stars that are in those portions of the zodiac. So I will be talking about the meaning of what Dhanishta is all about. But most of all, I think this full moon is so important because it is happening in the axes of Cancer and Capricorn. And both of these signs deal with security, the economy, and government. And on top of that, we also have this full moon conjunct Saturn, very tightly conjunct Saturn. And what that really does tell us is there is something heavy. We're all feeling this heavy influence of what is happening and what more is to come. So let me inform everyone before I move on to sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org and get all of my predictions delivered to your email address every week. So everything I'm talking about will be sent to you in written form. So go to galacticcenter.org, and while you're there signing up for my free newsletter, check out my new astrology online magazine. It's amazing. Joni Patry's Astrology Insights, some of the most profound writers in the industry, and interviews. It will bring you great entertainment for the rest of the summer. So sign up for the August issue while you're there. So let's continue on. What is this full moon going to do while it is so close to Saturn? And Saturn is heavy. Saturn deals with government. Saturn deals with discipline, focus. But most of all, I think in Capricorn, it's bringing about so many changes around the world with government. Government changes because things need to be fixed. After the whole 2-year crises of the coronavirus, there's a huge domino effect. And now it's affecting the economy and governments around the world because Dhanishta, that nakshatra, has such a relevance to financial situations and money. It's actually said to be the richest one, but it always denotes issues around financial matters. And Dhanishta, that nakshatra that the moon resides in, while it's full, is actually ruled by Mars. So this is a really intense nakshatra that really brings things to the focus. And if you'll notice, Mars on this day just shifts into a new sign. Actually, on the 10th of August, Mars moves into Taurus. And Taurus is another sign that does deal with financial matters and problems. So a lot is about to come down. We thought we were through the worst of it, and here there's another, yet another, and then another, and another domino effect of things that are happening throughout this month. So August is intense. Let me just say, with the depressive effects of the moon with Saturn affecting the economy and the sun being in Cancer, and this will affect our sense of security with the economy, money matters, all of the above. Mars moving into the sign of Taurus starts to put a heavy influence on people's minds in terms of food, in terms of, seems like there's another event that causes delays from getting food on our tables and the expense. So, and also this month, Uranus is going to turn retrograde, starting the earth to shake. And so that denotes many earthquakes that are about to come. And I also think it's not just earthquakes, it's earth-shattering events that are changing our perception of the world at large, because this is a global effect that this is happening to. Many people are becoming more and more concerned, and I think it has a lot to do with their safety, because world leaders are getting more desperate, and they're saying things that definitely puts us at risk or on guard. A lot is about to unfold with this full moon, bringing everything to the forefront, dealing specifically with another crisis about to happen around food, around shipments, and of course, it's always relating back to this heavy influence of this virus. And as we come into the fall months in the Northern Hemisphere, viruses do become more rampant and heavier. So you're going to see all sorts of fear I get with Saturn being so close to the moon. And in the sign of Capricorn, many changes, oh my gosh, so many changes are going to be occurring around the world with world leaders. It's going to be a lot of people step down or leave somehow. All the governments are in a transition. Nobody in any government around the world feels safe about who is going to be left in charge and their protection from enemies. This is what I'm seeing with this full moon. And another thing that's starting to occur is Venus is coming together in the same sign of the sun. Now it's going to be dipping in and out with the sun, but as Venus combusts the sun, this is another issue that deals once again with material things and prosperity. It means that there's going to be some major shifts and changes with the stock markets. Again, yes. It's always this up and down cycle. As Venus comes closer to the sun over the course of the next few months, stock market will go down, but it seems to still go up and down. But for the most part, I'm looking at this. This is really what we're seeing as the recession that they keep talking about. Everyone says we're already in a recession. We may be, but still, the economy is an issue everywhere around the world. And basically, I think this deals with enormous fear. Now, to going into deeper into the nakshatra called Dhanishta. Dhanishta symbol is a drum or a flute. And what's interesting about that symbol is they're both instruments, but they're both hollow. And the drum represents the beat, the rhythm of life, and being at the right time, being at the right place at the right time, people having this sixth sense of knowing what to do during this time. So use this. This is something that you can take home and realize that you have much more ability to make choices and listen to what's within. Because when we're talking about timing, some people just know when to do something, where to go, and it all works. That's kind of the flow that Dhanishta gives people. So trust that. If you have the urge to go somewhere, do something, trust it, because that's all in your sixth sense of rhythm and timing. But the other thing about the instruments that are hollow is during this time, we're all feeling pretty empty. Yes, this full moon represents a sense of emptiness. We don't feel whole, complete, or nourished, or protected. And that really does go to show where the sun is right now, being in the sign of Cancer, protection. Capricorn, we expect to be protected by our government leaders. Saturn being there, it's not being done. There's so much that could be done that is not being done. And the people feel that the pain of this. That's what this full moon is going to shed light onto. Remember, a full moon illuminates the darkness of the night sky. So it illuminates something where we're starting to see the leadership in the world needs a transformational change, but right now, people are at a loss as what to do. But this means this will be a turning point. This full moon will shed light on where the protection, the leadership, the power, how it needs to change. And let me assure you, it will change. That's the most important thing you must get out of this. But right now there is a need and there's a lack. There's a sense of hollowness and not being whole and complete. But it will happen. It will come about. This I can assure you. So this is a very pivotal time. Not to mention that so many planets are retrograde on top of it. We have Saturn, Jupiter, and Uranus is about to go retrograde, causing all sorts of change and disruption in the world. And Pluto is retrograde, and Neptune. This is huge. This means things have to be reassessed, reviewed, analyzed for the change to come. And it will come. And through the hollow emptiness that we're feeling right now, this is where we realize what needs to be done and moving forward to create the change that will eventually heal the planet. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information, remember you can always go to my website to learn more about me, for readings, for everything. About my magazine and newsletter, go to galacticcenter.org. And don't forget, if you want to learn Vedic astrology, it's not too late. Go to my university website, University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.